Hey, I'll keep my glasses on tonight. Shit. Well.
All right. And we're 3, 2, 1. We're live.
Awesome.
Here we are, guys.
Let's go. Hey, James, what's up,
Let's
bro?
go. Yeah, I'm good.
Kelly, I was telling James, we got a tornado tag.
Say what? Tornado tag.
3 of
Who's
us.
first?
Oh, well, I got you. Okay. Yeah.
It's us versus them. Not you, James. You're the man.
Did anyone get a chance to watch the fights on the weekend?
No.
I saw the end.
Yeah.
What time was it on for you? It was like 3 a.m. over here.
Yeah, I missed it.
Right, Kelly?
Yeah.
Did you see the fights?
No, I didn't. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't watch a lot of fights anymore.
Yeah.
So hard to keep up. You know, people come up quick, they go away, and it's just, you know, like back in the day, you know, like back when Lukey was on the show, the Ultimate Fighter 2, right? Right. That's back when, like, I think Liddell was on a run or just coming off a run or something, Luke. Is that right?
Oh, Liddell.
So back then, in that day, you know, you could follow guys because they was on top for a minute, you know.
Yeah.
Anymore, man, you know, you don't see that a
lot. Look, I saw the highlights.
And you like him. You like him, Kelly. Johnny Walker. He's like how do you describe him? He's like the Ultimate Warrior was.
Yeah.
Just like a loose. Yeah. Nobody can control him. He's awkward.
You've come with a full uniform today, Luke. By the looks of things, brother.
You told me Kelly was a pro wrestler. I was gonna ask him. Have you ever faced a monster? Have you ever faced a monster, Kelly?
Oh man.
No, I'm working for a underground organization to protect the most vulnerable amongst us, which is people don't know about nutrition and people who see their favorite athletes and they want to be like Chuck Liddell. Right?
Chuck Liddell was the man.
Chuck Liddell is one of the GOATs. You know, if you don't look at his record, you just look at his highlights and what he represented, which at the time was a good wrestler, good striking. And so people couldn't take him down, you know?
Mm.
He never faced Khamzat, though.
Yeah.
But apparently what happened last night was the guy withstood Johnny Walker's Brazilian. He's got to be black belt level, right?
Mm.
Do you know, James?
I'm not sure, but I mean, if he's from Brazil, wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
Mostly, a lot of what I know, remember from Johnny Walker is a lot of the highlights of either him knocking someone out or him getting knocked out, or like the fight where he got knocked out like 5 times in one round. Like, you know, all of his fights are pretty entertaining, and like he was a big underdog, and managed to work out the Chinese guy and picked him apart, kept him on the end of the shot, hit him with the calf kicks and that. At least that's what I saw in the highlights. So.
Oh, well, I only read that he was mounted in the first round.
Yeah, because he come. Yeah, go on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he come out and he like faked the touch gloves, and then fucking then shot for a takedown, and then ended up somehow him getting mounted.
Who did that? Because that's dirty as shit, especially on that level. Who did that?
Oh yeah, 100%. The Johnny Walker did, and then he ended up getting mounted.
Damn, he didn't want
to backfired.
He's trying anything.
Yeah, but he took over the fight and got it done.
When I have a sparring match, I tell the guys, touch gloves now. When the bell rings, you fight.
Yeah.
Touch gloves before the bell.
Hey, that, like, you know, you ever have, like, you probably, I think you're thinking about the same thing is, you know, come out and during the round and touch gloves. I don't like doing that. Like when, like you said, when the bell rings, you know, we're standing in front of the referee. We just touch gloves. So that is, that is. But when the bell starts, I don't want to touch your glove, man. It's time to get to work. So is that your opinion too?
Facts. Another thing, because in a spirit of safety, I don't do head contact when I spar, Kelly. I don't know if you're probably taken some bumps in your pro wrestling matches. You take a bump, you take, what do they call it? The spot? Right?
There's a lot of different lingo there and stuff, but bump is what typically anytime your back hits the mat, that's called a bump, and then spots are a series of moves that are gonna help tell a story and stuff like that. And
even if you get a takedown, you're susceptible to concussion. A lot of people don't know wrestling is actually a concussion sport. So when I do sparring, there's no head contact, and I came up with this style watching my old coach Nick Serra.
Yeah,
because he wanted to get the takedown. Nick Serra wanted the takedown. He's as pure a grappler as you could get. Matter of fact, his specialty was guard. He used to jump into a flying triangle, and they called him the Mad Monkey.
That's cool.
But for a pure grappler or somebody who, Matt Hughes is another example. He's not really going to go for the striking. Khamzat, what did he shoot for? He gets everybody down in the first minute.
Yeah, so
you pretty much know that he's going for the takedown. So if somebody knows that, they could really swing with abandon because they're not risking getting countered. If you swing on a counter striker, you could get yourself knocked out, like Chuck Liddell, whoever's a good striker now in the UFC. Like, I know there's a lot of wrestlers or champs, but who's the Muay Thai guy?
And yeah, like it's the same as like when Khabib dropped McGregor, and then you had a lot of people going, "Oh, see, he stand ups just as good," and it's like that ain't the case. He's worried about getting taken down. He's got a lot of things to think about. So yeah, like you said, you can be a little bit more reckless when you're the one with the stronger wrestler.
But Conor got tagged not because Khabib, not because he was scared of a takedown, but because he's Conor. He's a good striker, but he's never been a kickboxing champion. He's an MMA
but
striker.
I think well, that's right, and they're doing MMA, but he faked for a takedown and went over the top, that eagle punch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did an overhand.
Yeah,
Melvin Gillard got me with that.
Drop down like he was going to go for a takedown,
and the punch comes over your guard. Yeah, you gotta have your.
I like to call that the submarine punch, where you go down to the bread basket, and then come on top with a bolo.
Nice.
So it goes up and comes down. But I always call it the submarine punch, but it worked quite a bit, man. But yeah, I think it's kind of Khabib. You said he's called the eagle punch, so but I do something similar to that.
That's awesome.
It's all the same deal. Gets the job done.
Yeah.
Different definition for sub. But I was just gonna say about the striking for Nick Serra. I called it, I think, Iron Monkey or Ice Monkey, because Chuck Liddell, he had a very patient style. He would sit back and wait for it. He knew he was gonna get that shot. So I thought to myself, how can I help Nick Serra get to be decent striking and do it in a way where I'm not teaching him like some people today. They'll say, "Oh, you want to be a good striker? Go to a boxing gym. Go to a kickboxing gym." No, sorry, you're not going to become a good MMA striker by going to a boxing gym. If you're a grappler watching and you want to get good at striking, don't learn boxing. Matter of fact, I saw a post on Reddit today. I'm just starting out. Should I go to a jiu-jitsu school, a wrestling gym, a boxing gym, or should I go to an MMA gym? MMA is its own sport. Because if you even go to a grappling class in the morning and a kickboxing class at night, you're less likely to blend them together. And should your takedown be part of your combo that you practice? Or are you just going to stand there and hit the pads like these guys? They go 1, 2, 3, block, 4, 5, 6, weave, block, punch, punch, weave, and they do like 20 different things, right? You ever see those guys?
Yeah.
The pad holders like bum bum bum, spin around, right?
Yeah.
Fancy moves. Okay. See, this is what's going on in MMA today. But I have my own system, James. I've told you about it before.
It gets like too disjointed if you're doing each thing, each training
split second
separately. Yeah.
Split second of where you're actually having to think about something in a fight when you shouldn't. It should just be repetition thousands of times, just like Bruce Lee said, right?
Yeah. I tell people the same thing. I'm not scared of a man who can throw 1,000 kicks one time, but the man that can throw one kick 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Plan A. So I called it Ice Monkey, I think, in honor of Chuck Liddell. And basically, Kelly, if we're fighting, I'm not even going to try to hit you. I'm going to try to hit your hands and arms. How's that?
Yeah.
It's the furthest thing away from me and the closest thing to you.
Like Bernard, like he was always close, I worked with the dude named Stoney, and he would teach me to throw a little counter, step back on my back heel and throw a little counter left when somebody was getting really comfortable with their jab and start hitting them in the elbow. Stop throwing them so much,
What? Damn, Stoney's teaching you destructions.
Hey, like I said, you land a couple. You ain't gonna land everyone. You got to walk through a bad neighborhood, get to where you want to go. So you're gonna need a couple of those jabs. But once you finally, start banging that elbow a little bit, it works out quite a bit.
Wow.
Hey, but here on a side note, man, I just thought of this. I was gonna at one time travel around to MMA shows and do pictures of multiracial U.S. Marshals. And I was going to advertise myself as the mixed martial artist.
Hey.
Look out.
That's not catchy. I think that's catchy, man. Shit.
Yeah, man.
And you got the badge.
Huh?
You wear the shirt with the badge on it.
Yeah, that the mixed martial artist, MMA. But all I would do is draw U.S. Marshals on horses, but they were Latino and white or something, and just draw pictures and just show up to MMA shows, man, and sell mixed martial artist pictures. Because I'm the artist.
Speaking of wrestling names, what's your wrestling name, Luke? With your getup you got there, brother?
The name is Mega.
Mega.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't have one here, but there's a transforming excavator that I drive.
Yeah.
It changes into a plane,
Yes.
and it changes into a mech. And the excavator arm opens into two for my arms, and then my legs are the treads. And I wrote a whole comic of it. It's called Dino and Digger.
Did you draw?
Okay.
Yeah, I drew it by hand. I've got about 100.
I want to see some pictures of Mega, man.
No.
Pull one up from us right now. Let's go.
Let's see if I could do screen share. What's this button here? Share screen. Let's go.
Let's have a look, brother.
Okay.
Multi-talented.
Yeah, Kelly. Okay. Should be looking at my Facebook. I'll just go to Dino and Digger.
There we are.
What?
Is it up?
One Nation.
Yeah, there we are. Should be able to see it.
We're a team.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we got to kind of go to the beginning.
Can you see it, Kelly?
I thought, yeah.
Okay. We're kind of far along in the story here. I'll just try to catch you guys up. There's a bunch of different battles. The first battle was with a bee, a giant bee. And was attacking a supermarket because the pesticides of what they call conventional, not organic food, it kills bees or whatever. So the bee was attacking the supermarket, so Mega was called to the scene. There's another battle with mechanical minotaurs. And I think that's where we're at. This is let's see here. Maybe you can see the excavator. Can you see at the top left here? It's the excavator in the robot mode.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And it kind of like bends. If I was sitting in it, I would kind of bend over and bring my elbows in front of me with my hands over my head, kind of like skull crushers.
Mm.
And then the treads fan out to the side and become wings.
Mm.
How's that?
Yeah.
Creative, brother. Creative.
And when I left off with this story, we can come back to your show here. How's that? When I left off, it was infiltrating the production warehouse. We had just gotten past the robot minotaurs and kind of like went into the mainframe and like the picture blacked out. And then like that's where we're at now. Inside the Matrix, Kelly. You're far from the Matrix. Down there, huh?
Yeah.
Looks like you're in a log cabin, brother.
Huh?
You in a log cabin over there?
No, apartment. Just a brick on the backside and stuff like that. It's, I'm actually sitting there looking at the sawgrass sway and stuff like that. Just chilling on the back porch is where I spent a lot of my time.
Heaven on earth.
Just trying to stay away from society, man. I don't gel too good with people because I don't put them.
People are overrated. That's why I've got dogs, man.
Huh?
People are overrated. That's why I've got dogs.
That's what I was going to say to you. Like we talked about the same thing the other day. I ain't got no use to fucking meet new people. I got plenty of friends I don't go see. I don't need new ones that I ain't gonna fucking want to hang out. Shit.
I see enough people at work, so.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh.
Well, speaking of pro wrestling, we'll jump into the whole thing that happened with Rampage's son?
Yeah, Raj.
Did you all see that? You see that, Luke?
I did, and I have a nuanced response to this, but it's going to go back to the spirit of martial arts training.
Okay.
And it reminds me of a video goes, oh, pro wrestler gets taught a lesson. No, bodybuilder. Bodybuilder challenges the master. And it ends with the guy getting mounted. He's a jiu-jitsu master, black belt. And he's slapping the guy. You learn your lesson yet? Psh, psh, he mounted him. Of course he doesn't know how to escape the mount. He never trained before. It's like, oh, you beat up a white belt. Cool story. And that's where you go to learn. So we have this as an example where it's not really a sport. Of course, it's more of a sport than it used to be. And yet, still, there's a ways to go.
Look,
the only other thing I would say, which I'll end it on this, is that I really did try to look at it like maybe it was an extreme work.
Well, he definitely sold it then, didn't he? Jesus Christ. I definitely don't think that was a work. I think that he was way out of line. And he go on, Kelly. You sound like you were going to say something there, brother.
Well, so like since we talked before, like a half hour before we got on air, you see a lot of stuff out of context with what happened backstage. One, Raja was backstage at independent wrestling fucking show. And the thing is, like, dude, doing the independent wrestling thing, independent wrestling promoters will turn anything into a locker area. They turn a fucking porta potty into a locker area or something. But anyway, so they're all out back, right? They got a table set beside them. There might have been some catering or something. But then all of a sudden, the first thing you see is this dude, whatever his name was, Smith, I think, take a can and, like, put it up to Raj's head. And, like, Raj's, I don't play like that. But what led up to that? Did he's like, maybe Raja was saying, pro wrestling's fake or something or whatever, or I don't know, something. And, that dude was just trying to prove that he could, make it look like he crushed that can on his head because Raja didn't flinch. So it obviously wasn't a hard hit.
No, I would say that'd be.
But apparently, the news is that he was actually brought in. And yes, when he got in the ring, that was supposed to be his get back. And, but the punches and that move is called the Alabama Jammer. You bend down and it looks like you would be taking a pile driver from your opponent, but you actually lift your opponent up and grab him by the calves, right? And then you just flip him down, dude. And that's so that's like kind of of course Raja's not trained, but that's what he did. He had Alabama Jammer, and it's up to the pro wrestler himself to bring his elbows up and keep his head up. Well, maybe he just wasn't in good enough shape to do that, but all I know is he went out on that first Alabama Jammer, and he was out. And then, it looked like, if you watch the punches, some of them look like they'd be a work punch, but some of them look like really hard too,
Yeah, he looked like he fed him like 10 shots when the guy was out cold.
And some of somebody else come in the ring, and but it seems like they try to do some really detailed stuff with a dude that don't really got nothing to do with pro wrestling. And
that whole thing, right, where you hit him with a can, they apparently squared it out after, apologized, and they're all cool. Exactly. And then he just fucking knocks him out and hits him with 10 shots when he's out.
Yeah, that was, which, like I said, if you look, some of them were kind of like getting to the jaw and pushing, but some of them were hard, and there's But,
and even if if you've knocked him out, maybe it's not the best to even pretend to be hit. You're still hitting him in the guy's out. Like,
I hate seeing that.
It didn't look good.
That right there could be possible brain damage.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah, a lot of people concerned. Apparently he's awake in that now.
Yeah, even Rampage is praying for him. It's just a bad situation, but it was pretty rough. But there's a lot of things. Like I think the can video is out of context because what were they doing before that?
Yeah, that's right. And you don't know,
like
that can could be like a prop.
Say what?
That can might not be a real can. It could be a prop. You know what I mean?
Well, dude, you could take a pop can and act like you're hitting somebody and crush it. And when you crush the can, that makes it look like you hit their head. So he was just maybe just trying to show pro wrestling's fake, but something like that, because there's no video leading up to that spot. And then, but then since we talked before, like a half hour before we're doing this show, new video popped up of the dude apologizing, and they seem to be very cordial. The next thing is, he's in the ring doing his little spot, but did the dude get out of hand again? Because there's, until he jumps in the ring, bad guys in wrestling like to do something called get heat. Okay. So was he talking smack to the crowd and then got over to Raja and said some stuff that, once again, he's a worker. He's a wrestler. He said some stuff that, where he didn't mean nothing, but that's trying
he's selling
action, right?
He's selling
maybe Raja took that the wrong way, and his time come because that's another thing that's online is that was part of it was he goes in there and gets his get back, but like I said, the punches, if you look at them, some of them were like pulled off a little bit, but either way, the dude that was rough, man. So
it wasn't a good look.
No, it was not, man.
No.
Yeah,
I thought it was way out of line.
From his dad and stuff, and everything.
And it was apparently he's a Yeah, wrestler Rajay Jackson attacked was an Army veteran suffering from PTSD and relied on pro wrestling as a way to help his personal struggles.
Wow. Okay, I mean,
like,
got a couple
I mean,
individuals.
it's gonna have it's gonna have
you
some
gotta
extra
throw that on there.
PTSD now.
What is
Jesus.
that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Jeez, man. Fuck, you know.
I
Luke,
don't know.
do you want to weigh in a bit, man? What do you reckon?
Well, I always got to bring it back to, the core of when you have two people in Master Lukey's League of Champions.
What
You both scoring.
Did you want to tell Kelly a little bit about that, because I don't know if Kelly will know about
I'm
it.
going to explain it right now.
What was it?
So it's in this system of sparring that I'm describing, Kelly.
Yeah.
I think it's the perfect blend of MMA and pro wrestling. Here's why. Say you and I were going to have a match.
Yeah.
It's MMA sparring. We go, hey, I got to be honest with you, Kelly. I got bone spurs in my neck. My left knee's hanging on by a thread.
Brother.
And don't kick me in my left leg. Okay? It's like a gentleman's
agreement. Don't kick me in my legs.
Hey, there you go. So you make these agreements beforehand. Are we working the match? Not really. I mean, we're still going to, just like if we go to a jiu-jitsu school, the match is not predetermined, but you go before and you go, hey, lay off my left elbow armbar. This is my elbow.
That's a damn good point, Luke. That's a damn good point, brother. Yeah,
so
I got you. Yeah.
You get the blend of the MMA. You get the stars every week. So now you have an example like this. The guy who got punched in the head, he's not going to get medical clearance.
I would definitely say he's not going to get clearance.
Unless it's fake, like we were saying. Maybe it's,
that's the thing. He just took a bad bump. But in wrestling, man, it's not like getting knocked out in MMA where they give you a 6 month or a year thing, whatever. Dude, I don't know how many times when I was wrestling, I had a concussion. But the thing is, we were stringing 3 or 4 nights together towards the weekend on independent wrestling shows. And I get knocked out on Friday and still wrestle Thursday, or still wrestle, knocked out on Friday, still wrestle Saturday and Sunday. And then sometimes there are shows on Wednesdays, or Thursdays. But
wow.
But
you actually got knocked out, Kelly.
The thing is the commission, they're not checking you like that, like for actual fighting, like legit fighting. So you ain't got to go through your test, and because a lot of times they don't check up on you and stuff, So
yeah. Well, you just got to look at why am I blanking on his name? The guy that killed his family. Apparently, he had a brain of like an 80-year-old.
Yeah, that was awful, man. And of course, the whole Kevin Sullivan, thing around it and stuff. But that was just unfortunate, man.
Somebody should look out for Raja. His name is.
Yeah, Raja. Yeah.
Raja, I want to reach out. If you ever want to connect, I've had brain injury, and the drugs don't work. They just make it worse. And I'll tell you a lot more details that I can't share on YouTube because it's against CDC guidelines to be all natural. Okay? Now, Chris Benoit, rest in peace, and especially his family, it was exacerbating factors of, substance abuse. But I've got a poster on the wall here, certificate, American Association of Drugless Practitioners. If anybody is suffering from symptoms of PTSD, TBI, depression, anxiety, any mental condition, it can be healed naturally. And that's all I'm going to say on that topic. The idea that you have to get knocked out to get a brain injury, Kelly, that's also a misnomer because they have subconcussive spectrum now. Even if it registers, why they took heading out of soccer.
Yeah.
So it's not a good look for combat sports. People they tell me, oh yeah, but people like violence. I think people like action. And that's
Mm.
why pro wrestling is so popular, because even if you can suspend your disbelief as far as like, is it real or not? I mean, it's predetermined, but you appreciate the storyline,
There
the
you go.
action, the moves, and you don't have to see blood. You don't have to, see somebody get injured or the shock factor. I'd say maybe, and you'd know better than me, Kelly, that the storyline writing for these low end shows is hard because you might not even know the characters that much unless you're like a diehard. So they
Well,
got to like boil it down to the bare essentials. This guy's the local. This guy's the the spectacle.
yeah. Well,
Rampage's son.
Local independent circuits, they had that one or two guys or a crowd, several, like a whole roster, like half a roster, and they bring people in to wrestle them and run storylines and stuff like that. But
It's in Japan, right?
say what?
Was this in Japan?
No, no,
Russia?
no, no,
Oh,
brother,
okay.
no. It was local, man. It was like the entire eastern United States. I do TV tapings in Greenville,
Oh,
Mississippi.
my bad. I meant Rampage's son, because they got the connection over there through Pride, right?
So that I've never heard of that promotion,
Okay.
but yeah, that was a local promotion and all that stuff happened. But James, I totally zoned out, but I forgot what we was talking about. Remember I told you about that? What was he talking about?
Oh, the just the wrestling and that, and the subconcussive impacts and stuff.
Oh yeah, concussions. Yeah, hey, you're right, Luke. You ain't got to go out. Like I've only been out a couple times in my life, and the last time was getting hit by an SUV pulling out of the neighborhood.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it sent off the airbags. I just remember I was laying over on the passenger seat. I thought there was smoke in the car, and there's this dude trying to get the passenger door open, saying, "We gotta get you out. We gotta get you out," and put me over. But a lot of times, it was just a chair shot from wrestling that didn't actually cause me to lose consciousness, but it rattled my brain. Kind of like
that's the
what Luke was talking about.
subconcussive.
It's like
Wow.
concussions ain't got to put you out, but they can still concuss you. So.
R.I.P. all those who came before. We had those two Japanese guys last month, and
Oh yeah. Did you
it's
see
not
that,
news
Kelly?
anymore. How's that? Let's
Yeah.
look at more news about brain injury. When are we gonna learn? When is it gonna be one too many times? I guess not until people have an alternative. That seems to be the way things go. Like, oh yeah, um, everybody knows soda's not good, but you drink it anyway unless you got like some seltzer, some, I don't know, what do people drink? Kombucha.
I got acid reflux, Luke. I can't drink pop.
Yeah, I don't really drink.
Nice. What do you like?
I drink coffee and water. That's it.
Yeah, coffee and water, and
Yeah.
I say that, but I also drink beer at night. So it's a necessary evil.
make
Well,
an,
hops is a medicine.
make an exception for the beer.
Yeah,
Hops is actually a medicine, Kelly.
yeah. Hey, yeah.
I make a brew homemade.
Aphrodisiac or something. I don't know something. What?
I started making a brew.
Oh yeah.
For the gut. Well, never really was a soda drinker, nor much alcohol, but I did drink my fair share of unhealthy beverages. Probably the worst thing would be massive amounts of coffee.
Yeah.
But the new drink that I'm making is a ferment.
Yeah.
And it can be made alcoholic. Like, have you ever heard of kombucha at all?
I've heard
The
of it, but I
Japanese
don't know what
whiskey,
it is.
like the Japanese whiskey.
Kombucha actually was a fermented tea of the samurai, and they found out that it gets a film on it of something called a culture, this almost like a jellyfish, and the tea underneath it is healing for your intestinal system.
Hmm.
Like the original guy in America who started commercializing it, making it into a product, he had a label on his bottle and he was saying how his mom healed herself of cancer with this beverage.
Hmm.
Of course, FDA,
Yeah, they
industry
don't
corruption.
want that, man. Since the Rockefellers took over the medical industry,
Well, this
if
wasn't that long
you're
ago.
a holistic believer, you're ousted. They call you wacky and crazy if you believe in the holistic stuff, like aloe vera. What else we got? Honey, baking soda.
Oh yeah.
Even salt. All these things that are just natural things that actually heal certain things. But yet they don't want you.
Just look at COVID, mate. When with Joe Rogan, and I'm blanking on the fucking stuff he was taking, but then they outlawed it because they wanted you to take that vaccination. Because there's no, they were like, they want you to take that vaccination because that's where the money is. They don't give a fuck about you. They care about money, and that's it.
And here's the thing: they were pushing that, knowing that the people actually followed their political campaign, the Democrats, which is who was in charge at the time, knowing that the people actually going to take that vaccine were their followers, and it killed them off. Many of them, but that's crazy.
I'm gonna do this on that one. I don't want to get your channel banned, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It's bad enough pushing all natural stuff, but you definitely don't say anything that is anti-vax. I just say, if somebody wants to learn
get
more,
away with it a
put
bit
me
more.
offline.
You can get away with it a bit more now.
Slip away for like 30 seconds, man. Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
You definitely say you're anti-vax. You just, that leave it at that.
Check this. Considering you're talking about Japanese and Japanese culture and that, I picked this up a few days ago. So it's like a few hundred years old, and this it's off a sword, right? So this is above the handle, and your sword comes through.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like he said it would be anywhere between 250 and 300 years old.
What?
Yeah.
What's it made out of, bro?
It's just iron, like made out of iron, and then it's like gold, just lightly sprinkled gold. Yeah. I don't know. You were just talking about Japanese culture and that.
Iron, in case the sword goes down. Shing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But yeah, they had a few of them for sale, and they had like ancient swords and stuff there. But I'm not going to lash out by a sword. I was happy enough with that. It can go next to Bruce.
Wait, say the last sentence again.
I said they had like full swords and that for sale, but I was happy enough with this. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I mean, protect you right there. That's what you need.
I don't know. It's just
from hackers. Protect you from the hackers when we go underground, Kelly. We're gonna have to go in a
that's what's coming, man. Because the billionaires are building their bunkers, but we can just dig in like mole people. So that's what's gonna have to happen.
Oh my god, we don't have moles in the suburbs. We got rats and pigeons.
Hey, what about so you said you're where? Eastern New York?
Yeah, we're the easternest part of New York. It's actually a little island.
So all the you realize that where they kept who was it that was paralyzed that nobody wanted to know about? It was Lyndon B. Johnson, Eisenhower, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Remember what I'm talking about? Where he
Roosevelt
had polio or was paralyzed or something?
Was it Franklin Roosevelt or Teddy Roosevelt?
maybe. You know, I don't know. But anyway, all I know is like underground New York. You know, in a substation that's long abandoned is the train car back because you know at the time trains were very popular. Like I think this is from like the 40s, you know, between 40 and 50, something like that. But so that he had a train car that was custom built for him, and it's sitting somewhere below New York City, which is just cool as shit, man. You know, I fell in love with the subways of New York City when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come out.
Hey,
I wanted to order pizza at fucking 357th Street and a half. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The pizza, the pizza over there looks so much better than the pizza we get here as well. Like they look like massive slices, and the cheese is dripping off it, mate. Yeah, I was always like, I want a slice of what the turtles are eating.
Exactly, brother. I don't eat all those stuff, but so I had to when I was in New York. Remember I told you about the Maury? Hey, Luke knows. Luke,
yeah,
you remember the Maury Povich show?
right.
I was on that.
You
shit.
are what?
Yeah, I'll get back to that. But so we land in New York City, and dude, the pizza is exactly what you see on fucking TV, man. It's humongous. You want to fold it in half and blah 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 and stuff. It's awesome. But yeah, so that was cool. But now so
so you were here for the Maury show. Nice.
yeah. Down on look, man, a Kentucky kid, never flown on an airplane ever before in my life. Had to drive 5 a.m. in the morning to get on a flight, a connecting flight from Lexington, Kentucky to Cincinnati, Ohio. No sooner I landed in Ohio, I had to run to the fucking big Boeing 747 to make the flight, and there wasn't many people on it. I just sit in the back and fell asleep, and by the time I woke up, we were landing in Newark Airport. And I come down the stairwell, and there was a dude with a sign that said Mr. Pennington, and put me in a Lincoln Town car and drove me to my hotel room and kind of gave me a lowdown. I was like, yo, hey, man, if I want to have a good time tonight, what's up? He's like, oh, man, yo, all New York style, right? Like, hey, yo, it's going to cost you like $400-$500, to take the woman out, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow. Yeah, I ain't got that. You know, I was getting like 200 from the Maury Povich show, so that wasn't going to cover that shit. But,
wow.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Okay, now I'm the one who needs a quick break. Be right back, guys.
Yeah, don't
worry.
All right, brother. Yeah, so that's similar to Jerry Springer you were saying before, right?
Yeah, just, you know, and here's the thing, like, so we did this show, and, you know, like I said, you know, I've lived a hell of a life, and at the time I was doing the pro wrestling thing. Now, a buddy of mine got me with this, I say stripper company, but it was two people out of a fucking warehouse store in Nicholasville, Kentucky. That's what it was. It wasn't no company. But they had all kinds of costumes and shit. But so actually, the buddy got me hooked up with him. He backed out, you know, because he's worried about what they're going to say. He's going to be on Maury Povich for all the world to see. His parents were more conservative and stuff. And I just looked at it as a business opportunity, man, because he's going to pay me. And plus, I was going to go to New York. So, so what the fuck was her name? The chick I worked for. Jill?
So when you went on, like what did they want you on for?
Like so the story for the episode was I was a geek in high school and this person made fun of me and now I'm super hot sexy. Yeah, so that was the gimmick. Like I said, it was all a gimmick because I worked for the chick. She just made story up and she just posed nude in a magazine that was trying to promote that magazine because she gave Maury a copy of the magazine. But they didn't air that shit on TV. You know, you ain't gonna fucking hand no fucking penthouse and be like, hey, yo, here's this. Like it's gonna be on fucking TV for the whole world to see. You know, but yeah, so went there and did that and dude went full as I was doing pro wrestling, then went full pro wrestling promo against her. That's like, you know, I was like, yeah, I picked on Jill back in the day, you know, I put what they call the mints. I put Jill in her seat, but she got up and looked like she shit on herself. And then people told me they brought me here today to meet Jill again because something. And I I was like, as long as she ain't got a crush, I tried to just cut a full wrestling promo on her, man. And so when I walked on the stage, everybody's like, boo, boo. And I just threw my hands up like fucking Stone Cold. I'm like, hell yeah. but it was cool, man. And the next day, I actually skipped my flight and rode with Jill and a bunch of other girls off the show, because there's another couple. There's 2 girls also on the show that that was telling a fake story to get on the show and get paid, and they were from Louisville of all places, which is close to me, and so we all hung out that night, and that was the winter before 9/11, 2001.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so she'd actually snuck some weed in her panties on the plane. So we're walking down the streets of New York, man, just smoking weed.
She's a team player, mate.
Huh?
She's a team player,
dude. Hey, and here's the thing: she looked like Ashley Judd. In the middle of the night, I heard a knock on my door. In the middle of the night, I heard a knock on my door in New York, and I was like, "Huh?" What it was, she'd come upstairs for a booty call, but I was too scared being from Kentucky to open the door, so she ended up sleeping with this other dude that was on the show. Yeah, just do crazy shit, man. But
hey, don't hate the player, Kelly. You are not.
But she did look like Ashley Judd. I'm gonna have to. I posted that one time. I'll have to find that video, James, and send it to you, because I actually posted it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The
ones that get away, huh?
Hey, I was dating a girl at the time, so my dumb young ass, even though I was in a completely different state that I was never going to be in again, probably been like, oh no, I got a girlfriend or something. But she was a bad son of a bitch.
White knight syndrome.
Huh?
They actually say that if you, certain people, they claim that the more you commit yourself, I'm talking about like the modern hypergamous female, meaning always looking for the BBD, bigger, better deal.
Yeah. The grass is always greener,
They, and I've had a little bit of experience myself. I would say that I guess certain girls, it is true. When you commit, if they know that you don't want to do better, they actually put themselves at least you on the same level or even below, and then the hypergamy means they're trying to upgrade.
There is some truth to that. I would say that it's not so much that you lock yourself in, but it's that that you could always find someone else if you wanted to. I always have the attitude with my partner or with my wife is like, if you reckon you can do better than me, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, and I love my wife. I love my wife. Like, yeah, well, it is. Like
best, that's why.
Well, you've got to have that attitude, brother. You know what I mean? Like, I love my wife. We're solid. I'm not, but it's just that mentality though, of like if you think you can do better than me, or like if you're with a chick that's fucking talking to some other guy, you don't get jealous about that shit. You know what I mean? Because like if she's stupid enough to leave you for that guy, then go for it, mate. Because you got to be confident in who you are. You know what I mean? That's what draws people in. You got to have that presence. You
gotta have confidence.
You got to have confidence.
People, women say that the attraction to men, but yeah. So like when you get in a relationship, man, you got to realize that it's gonna be a job, kind of a job. Stay together. Because there's all these temptations in the world, and a lot of schedules don't work to where you get to spend time together, but you gotta work for it. So yeah, just like back in the day, like our parents or our grandparents that were married for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, that's becoming scarce. That's a shame, because nobody wants to work for it anymore. And like
society's changed.
These social media apps with these dating services and stuff are just detrimental to any kind of potential for a serious relationship. Because
I always
all in at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, Sean Connery, James Bond. That's who you want to be.
Nice.
That's the man. That's the man right there.
I struck that pose with Buddy Ryan's wife at a wedding one time, doing this deal with a tuxedo on and shit.
But just, he's dripping with charisma. Like that's the guy. That's who you want to be, Sean Connery, James Bond.
Could do everything.
Confidence is just about confidence, man.
It says confidence, yeah.
I always tell my son, you got to believe in yourself because, every morning you wake up, you got one person that believes you. That's yourself. You got to believe in yourself. And of course, I believe in him. So he's got me, and his mom believes in him and stuff. But I always tell him that, when you wake up in the morning, man, just know that you got one person believing you. And let that be you.
Yeah, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to.
Exactly, man. We were talking about, him potentially laying down on some wrestling matches and stuff when he was younger because his fear of confrontation and stuff. But he's tough as nails now, man.
I always have that attitude of like, I believe I can do anything I put my mind to, like obnoxiously so sometimes. It's like, yeah, I reckon I can do it, And brother Lukey, you were in the UFC, brother. You fought in the UFC, man.
Yeah, I want to hear about that.
That's fucking, that's unreal. Like, we can talk all this shit about like this or that, but you were in the UFC, like made it to the finale of your season, like that's incredible.
All right. Well, look, not saying I'm the best fighter. You know that I was in the UFC because of the TV deal. And after that, I started my own YouTube channel. And I've been practicing basically, as a career or as a practice, YouTube and podcasting and things like that. I know that if we do an hour show or a 2-hour show, we're not going to get more views if we do a 2-hour show rather than a 1-hour show. I think if we can keep it to 1 hour as a regular, people will know exactly what they're getting as a product. So I'm just going to take executive control right here and bring it all back to your notes there, James. The UFC Paramount deal.
The Paramount
You ever
deal.
make any money with pro wrestling, Kelly? Because I made $155,000 total in the UFC. Well, came out to $55,000 a year.
Damn, that's, no, nothing like that, brother. Basically,
I'm saying that's not a lot. You probably make more now.
Nope.
I'm not even joking, James.
I make good money now, but
well, I mean, I make all right money, but I work a lot of hours.
What? The pro wrestling thing, Luke, fun in itself, that was about it. It gave me just enough to get to the next town for a hotel room, get something to eat, get to the show. I made more money off selling pictures of myself and autographing them and shit for like $1, $2, something like that.
Let's go.
I did actually a lot of times wrestling, because wrestling was like between 50 and 150. Like went to Massachusetts one time for 150. That's not a lot of money, man. Like I said, I was just getting enough money to cover what I was doing. It was a pipe dream, living that rock and roll lifestyle. But actually, me and James was talking about this the other day. It was my first ever MMA match, was unsanctioned. And I got a knockout in 23 seconds, and the people who put on the show were like family to me, and they gave me half the gate, which is over $600. And dude, I thought I did something, man. So right then I was like, I like this MMA thing better. So I went over and did that. The most I ever made was like $1,000, brother. So it wasn't nothing like what you done. I was kind of curious about the you see you guys on TV and stuff, like being held by the cameras, but are they like, hey, from this time to this time we're gonna do this, or are they just following you around all day? Because that would fucking suck, man. So how'd that work out?
Yeah. Spike TV.
Yeah.
Spike TV would be like James, you're Spike TV.
Okay.
You got the
Dana White look.
The notes. Yeah. You're Dana.
I got the bald head. I'm Dana in this one. Uncle Dana.
Nice. And Kelly, you look like one of the Fertittas. Back then, the Fertitta brothers.
Gotcha.
You just need that bank account, but go on. That bank account would be nice.
I think Frank, the jacked one.
Yeah.
not the slick one. The one who was like he had the beard.
The secret sauce. He's on
Ah,
the secret sauce, huh?
hey.
My buddy says creatine from Mexico.
That's not the one you inject in your eyes, right?
No, that's what it was. That was creatine from Mexico. Yeah, that's exactly what you do.
I can speak from experience in the past. That shit works.
Word.
Yeah, I ran a little bit when I was younger.
Well, here's the thing, especially if you've been an athletic person your whole life. Imagine you're playing a video game, right? And the power bar starts to go down, right? So imagine that's your life. The more active you are early, the sooner the power bar is going to go down. And at some point, it's going to need some help. So that's why, the TRT thing is that they want to bring you back up to, functional levels. But sometimes it's fun to have more than just functional levels.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're human beings, mate.
But it's necessary because our body stops producing actual testosterone. And, thing is, I've never heard anybody that started taking testosterone that was like, I didn't like it. Everybody's like,
it was great.
Shit like that,
The only problem is sex drive is just too high.
My dad was actually the one. My dad actually was the one, but he's 80 something now. I think they gave it to him when he was in his 70s, and he didn't like the way it affected his heart.
Oh yeah,
might have been too late for him.
There's that, yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at like Sylvester Stallone's been doing it for so long, but at the same time, like you said about your dad, Sylvester Stallone makes so much money that he can have a regular, just constant checkup from the doctor to make sure things are okay. But when you get a person that's new to it, they're not going to get the same kind of treatment as a movie star. So that in that aspect, it could be dangerous because you got to stay on top of your blood work.
And unlike over there, there is you can't get it over here. Like it's a lot more restrictive. So like you can get your blood work done, but you can't get it you can't get like TRT like you can over there with the doctor's supervision and all that. You're getting some shit from China, and then just making sure nothing's getting too out of hand. But yeah, go on, look.
They have a number, which nothing in nature is a specific number. There's always each snowflake completely different. So I can understand why maybe my dad, he probably got dosed too high on his first time and just got scared off. You got these things called picograms, which you might have heard of from John Jones.
Yeah, Jones.
They got really, with these numbers, they're supposed to keep you at a level which, just shouldn't be too much too soon, and err on the side of caution, because once you pop, you can't stop, from what I hear.
I did.
The other
it took fucking ages though to come back though, man. I felt like shit for ages.
On or off.
But I stopped years ago.
So are you saying you felt like shit on it?
No. I felt like shit when I stopped.
Yeah.
I ran a bit of Deca with mine as well, and then I found after a while it's just Deca's mostly just to help with injuries. But I would only run a little bit of Deca, but after a while, I fucking was not getting. It wasn't, everything was working right, but it wouldn't stay as hard as it should, And I was thinking,
tolerance.
What it was, man, it's just you Deca dick, I didn't realize you cut that out, and then it was all good. It's Deca, you got to be. That's one that can fucking mess with that. That was the only problem I had, though. I never had any acne, no other side effects. Just
if you stay in the tanning bed and keep your skin, your epidermal layer of skin drying out from excess water, then you don't tend to, like I say, going in the tanning bed helps, eliminate that. And then everybody runs tests in Deca, and just depends on where you're at in your stage of life, But Deca dick's a real thing and shit. But also at the same time, you just grab that little blue pill from the same dealer, brother, and take care of that shit, So But now, like, but as far as not being able to come off of it, you got to come off of it sometimes. You got to let your body cleanse. So, say you're on, every, let's just say every bottle is a 10-week cycle. So there's 10 weeks you're on, right? And it takes like between 4 and 6 weeks for you to start seeing the effects. And with, consistent stuff like this and Deca, it stays with you for a while. So even when you come off, you're still in good shape. You got enough time to cleanse your body, between 2 and 4 weeks. Get off that shit. Hit the sauna about 3 times a week. Make sure you're drinking good distilled water or fresh water from a well source or something out in nature. And then, like we talked about before, James, if you can't eat it or if you can't grow it or kill it, don't eat it. So once you come off, if you do that stuff, then you get back on. That's how you continue to see progress as you're doing that shit. But
people tend to eat better and train harder and take everything more seriously when they're on stuff as well because they don't want to waste it.
Know that they're going to see results. Yeah.
What have we got here, Master Lukey?
It's looking up natural test boosting. So if you have cortisol from, I would say unnatural lifestyle, including what I have, which is from eating these unnaturally sprayed foods and things, processed foods over a lifetime. I did what I could. But it's like you've got plastics and everything. There's pesticides that kill the healthy gut lining, and there's something called a leaky gut. So,
leaky gut.
Because of leaky gut, the food that I'm eating, it can cause an immune response, and this cascade of events that has a higher cortisol. So people get like bloated after eating, even if they eat healthy. That when you have a higher of one hormone like cortisol, you have lower testosterone. So one of the ways to naturally raise testosterone is to, like you're saying, eat right, get to bed on time.
Well, it's like
that's the problem with because I've done permanent night shift for a decade. It's fucking destroyed my natural testosterone. Last time I checked, I was like, was it because it's different? It's read differently over there, but it's like 0.61, and if you're 0.5, you can compete as a woman in the Olympics. So I could just have a wig and then just come in and smash all the
fucking movement. Sorry.
Yeah, I could just come in. No, I could just come in and smoke all the fucking, world records on the bench and all
Get your wig with it.
Yeah, come in.
Fucking great.
Come fucking. I was still pretty big, man. Like, I was fucking. My test is that low, bro, and I could still bench 150 kgs for a set of what was that? Set of 3 or 5 reps.
Over 300.
So, what are we? 150 kilos.
Oh, it's like 3
in pounds. So that's 330 for a set of 3 for 3 reps. And that's with my testosterone.
30?
No.
Did you just say what?
330 pounds for 3 reps, even with my
reps.
Yeah, even with my testosterone that low, I'm still strong, man. But 30, like fucking Brock Lesnar or some shit.
Yeah. Well, like you said, that's like the football combine numbers pumping out some shit like that,
Yeah. But yeah, I ended up getting a 330 for a set of 5x5. So 5 sets of 5 reps on 330 pounds.
R.I.P. shoulders.
Yeah, my shoulders fucked.
That's a good
sure how much I got for this phone dies, James. You hear me?
So the last thing I want to just mention as per your notes here, James.
Yeah, man.
Allegedly offered $45 million to John Jones. Do you even believe that?
What?
Yeah, so John Jones
See?
was
Kelly's
allegedly
like,
owned. Yeah, allegedly offered $45 million to fight.
Aspinall. That was a large number. I've heard the same thing. I didn't hear a particular like 45 million, but I heard that it was around 25, 30 actually, and that's what he wanted, and he got that, and still didn't want to do it. Which I honestly think he would just beat Aspinall. Maybe this is part of the ploy. Maybe he wants more money or something. But yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. 35 million.
This thing getting ready to die. I know it. Do what?
All right, I'll bring up one more thing, and then we'll call it an episode.
Well, if I all of a sudden check out, that's what happens. And
No
Luke,
worries,
it's cool to meet you, man.
Yo,
let's do this again, Kelly. Stuff, you know.
Yeah, next week.
I want you to teach me how to cut a promo. There's a lot of people out there need to be taught a lesson.
Hell yeah, brother.
But a friend of mine,
Rampage. We gotta have words about your son. Leading by example. Gotta make things right.
Hell yeah.
Not teaching kids to take bumps for no money.
I got a friend of mine who's got a fight in a week's time, Fabio Maldonado. He's having a fight with Nemanja Kova. So he's got that fight coming up in a week's time.
Say it again, Jack. What was that?
Nemanja Kova. So it's like a Serbian guy.
I got you. That's why.
Yeah, that's why it was hard to say.
Yeah.
So he's got that fight coming in a week's time, and then he's trying to get us to find him a fight here in Australia. So he want us to reach out to Daniel Kelly, who fought in the UFC. So Daniel Kelly, if you're looking for a fight, Fabio is interested. So
hey, how much is he weighing? How old is he and stuff? What's the particulars?
So he's in his mid-40s, and he's been fighting around 220. So, but yeah,
man,
we'll see if we can make it happen.
Yeah.
Anything you guys want to finish on before we call it an episode, Master Lukey?
I'll riff off of Fabio Maldonado. If he's 220, I'm only 170, 180. So technically, we're in different weight classes. How much you weigh, Kelly? You might have to tag in for me. I mean.
I'm around 195.
195.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're closer. How tall are you, Kelly? You're 5'8" or something, right?
Like 5'10". You know, yeah.
5'10", a little bit taller than me.
I always, and of course, Mike, you're like one of three Mikes growing up. Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, or Mike Tyson. I was Mike Tyson, and we're like we're like 5'10", about the same build when we're in decent shape. But like I was telling you the other day, I've been out of the gym, so I'm not in decent shape. So, but yeah.
That's all right. We'll give you one more fight.
You always want that one last fight.
Cash in.
You could just go totally shitty and you get your fucking be up in a wheelchair in a nursing home. I wanted that one last one and stuff. So,
well, Fabio's he just had a fight a few months ago in that BKFC, the bare knuckle boxing.
Oh,
so
that's what I want to talk about. That's the fight I want to talk about. Was Frankie Edgar fought last night, dude?
That's
the one I want to talk about because I love Frankie Edgar. Edgar's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Did he
fought last night? I don't know what happened against Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens.
No way.
Really?
What happened? You might know.
I thought it was coming up. I didn't know it was.
No, it was last night, man.
I
believe. Look at it.
Let's have a look.
Curious.
That cannot have gone good.
There were a lot of fights going on last night, man.
Frankie Edgar. I believe there's a way that you can compete.
All right.
Without getting punched in the head.
Who
do you reckon? Who do you reckon? Frankie Edgar or Jeremy Stevens?
I mean, the way that you're saying it's going to be a shock.
He always had the slickest boxing for MMA, man. Sorry,
Frankie pulled it out.
I can't hear shit.
Frankie Edgar pulled it out. Decision. So you got, he done it.
Yes.
All right, guys. I really appreciate this, man. I really appreciate you guys taking the time, and we'll set this up again for next week, guys. What
everybody watching live, appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give yourselves a round of applause.
Hey,
Thank you.
Type in the chat. I was here.
I promoted you out. Let everybody know I was, that James is going to have you on and stuff. So hopefully some people tuned in.
Where at?
This was
Where you
cool,
at?
man. I like doing this. I never, it's like you should change the name from For the Lads to the Bullshit Session. I'm just joking. This is what it feels like. It's like and Luke knows, like when you get done training in the gym, everybody sits around mats, slowly getting ourselves together to fucking leave, and we call it the bullshit session. So it's a nice little bullshit session. Luke is awesome to talk to you. Hey, I'm a huge fan. Like he was on the Ultimate Fighter and stuff, and James been my brother for a long time. So
the more we get to know each other, Kelly, we're gonna have to do it like we really do in the gym, which is talk shit to each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but but here's the thing: I was never a good shit talker. Like my dude trained me, Stoney. I remember one time he's like, he was like, shit, 8 inches shorter than me, but we were sitting there sparring. He's like, I'm gonna hit you in the titty. I'm gonna hit you in the titty. And sure enough, he hit me right in the fucking titty. And even though he was sitting there telling me, he's like, I'm gonna hit you in the titty for the rest of the round, he would say,
he knows his range.
Titty, and he would fucking hit me right in the fucking titty. I was like, dude, I was never a good shit talker, but I'll try, Luke. I'll give it my the old college try.
You had to cut a good promo. Come on, and don't sell yet.
Yeah.
Hey, cut a good promo.
I fucked up some promos. So anyway, but
just don't get us canceled.
Huh?
Don't get us canceled with the N word or something.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll skip that one.
Nickel, 5-cent piece. This is what we have here in the United States.
Ninja.
As far as monetary, nickel. Now, it don't sound
Ninja.
right. You can pull off saying nickel like it sounds slang, right? So I can still, using that word for 5 cents, I can still sing some of my favorite rap songs, man. So it's all about that.
Nice. Your theme song.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate it.
You could also get canceled if you insult any of the other minorities, whether they identify as female weightlifters or dinosaurs.
Yeah.
We're a team.
Exactly.
That's it, brother. Thanks, guys, man. I really appreciate this, and I hope we can do this again next week, same time, same place, same channel.
Hey, this is a good time, James, because like I said, my son just left. So, actually, didn't just leave. He left about an hour ago. So it gives me an hour to chill.
Shout out.
What's your
child's name?
Same bat time, same bat channel.
What? Who said
What's your boy's name?
Cash.
Shout out to Cash.
Yeah.
With a K?
He's got my initials. He's Cash Parker. I'm Kelly Pennington, or Kelly Patrick. Sorry, Kelly Patrick. But so we got the same initials. I wanted him to be Junior, but his mom's like, no, let him be his own person. I'm like, fucker. And there's the thing, he's just like me, man. So
Well, I'm James the Third. I'm the third one. I was named after my dad, and then he was named after his.
King James.
Huh?
I'm the third James. I'm the third one. I was named after my dad, and he was named after his. But I'm the only one that's still around, so there's only one James there.
We got to do all the little things we can do to keep families alive and stuff, Tradition.
I was named a year after the Star Wars movie came out, so my dad said
true.
Biblical.
True.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
Luke.
Well, hey,
so when you were Luke Skywalker, that actually has a little bit more of a thing to it now that you're actually named after him.
Well, my dad said it was biblical, but I was born in 1980. Star Wars came out in late 78. Might have been fresh in his mind,
Maybe.
That was a game-changing movie.
My son, sorry to interrupt, my son's Cash because of Johnny Cash. Because he has an impact on my life. Just his music and stuff. So his name's Cash because of Johnny Cash, but we spelled with a K. So he's got my initials.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. And he's a good lad as well. He seems like a good lad. That's the thing with Kelly. He's obviously a really good dad. He puts a lot of time into his son.
Good dad, Kelly.
Thank you, brother. You didn't say anything that means anything more to me than saying I'm a good dad. So
I believe you. I know what you mean. James, you're going to be a good dad one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fingers crossed, bro.
I agree with you, man.
I think I would be.
And here's the thing.
I think I would be.
You don't know what it's like to be a parent. till you become a parent, dude. The wave of emotions that's going to hit you on that day, and the understanding, like immediately, the understanding of like this animalistic feeling of protecting your child, man. Bro, it's going to change it. It changed my life, so when it happens, and I like Luke said, I know it's going to happen. I pray for it to happen, and when it happens, you'll be a great dad. And
thanks, brother. I think I will too.
Mothers, we talked about it. Trying to emulate the good stuff and eliminate the bad stuff. Stuff. So
yeah.
Just keep an hour a week for the lads.
That's so
exactly.
Hell yeah. 100%, brother.
There. Hey, Luke, that'll be when me and you start tag teaming this bitch to carry the show because he's changing diapers and shit.
It's a betrayal,
brother. We'll keep this going, mate. I appreciate your time. I have a lot of respect for both of you guys, and I appreciate anyone that stuck through our show, and and we'll keep this going. What do you reckon?
Yeah, leave in the comments, guys. Think topics you want to hear about and interesting things we might have mentioned. Definitely as a community.
Share it if it's something you really thought something entertaining, some good stories and stuff. Share it and like it and subscribe if you're not subscribed.
That's it. All right, guys. It's been a good show.
Yep.
Second live stream for the lads. Till next time, guys. Thanks again,
All right, Kelly.
James, I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
All right.
Next time.
Will do.
All right,
peace, guys.
See you guys.